Yo, Hari Babu, what's up, man?
ఈ రోజు శుభోదయాన్నే గణతంత్రం అనే చలనచిత్రాన్ని వీక్షించి వస్తున్నా.
Hey, why you talking like that, man?
దేవకట్ట సంభాషణలు నీలాంటి వెంట్రుకలు లేని రెమోకి అర్థం కావు.
Hey, నీకు నాకు నోకియా సినిమాలో ఉందో చెప్పు.
అది తెలియాలంటే చలనచిత్ర సహచరుడి దక్షిణిలో సమీక్ష చూడాలి.
ఎక్కడ?
నీ గొట్టంలో.
Hello and welcome to Film Companion South. You're watching now a Tolly review. My name is Hriday Ranjan. This week's release is Republic, directed by Deva Katta, starring Sai Dharam Tej, Aishwarya Rajesh, Ramya Krishnan and Jagpati Babu. Abhiram is the son of a bureaucrat and he is a brilliant student. He is all set to go to US after having cleared the entrance test for MIT. But because it is a film that we are watching, he chooses to get into UPSC in order to change the system from within after seeing the sorry state of affairs around him. Director Deva Katta, who made Prasthanam, has a trickier job with this film. He has to cater to the actor's fan base and yet maintain the sanctity of his ideology. And that is where the film begins on a shaky slope. There are two songs right at the beginning of the film and we were scared that the film is going to be lost while walking this tightrope. And that is true to some extent. The film's initial interesting ideas are muddled in elevating the hero as a mass leader. Characters walk into the film for a few minutes with a clear motivation to raise the stakes, which is not a bad thing. While this is commendable, since most films even don't do this, the beats are quite predictable. There is a scene in the film where Ramya Krishnan explains what it takes to be a successful politician. She says, for the first few years, do whatever you want. And in the last 2 years, work for the people. Director Deva Katta seems to be using this formula in reverse for this film. The first half of the film is clearly made to appease to the audiences, and in the second half, the director says what he wants to say. Because the director plays his best cards in the second half, and things become interesting when Ramya Krishnan comes into the scheme of things. Her character is well fleshed out. She is not your typical crooked politician. Her track also shows us a new flip to the evil politician by showing us the difficulties in actually governing a country as complex as India. In fact, when Abhiram and Vishaka Vani meet, the film really picks up. It's a battle between an earnest bureaucrat and a battle-hardened politician. Prepping the film with dialogues that truly depict the helplessness of the bureaucrats in our country, Deva Katta wades his script through the various pitfalls of a lone warrior fighting a lonely battle. However, what the film really lacks are standout scenes between the protagonist and the antagonist. For a dynamic film to play out on the screens, you need the antagonist to constantly place obstacles in the path of the protagonist. But in Republic, there aren't any escalating stakes that are put in the hero's path. Also, the film makes an interesting point when the hero speaks out against the much celebrated encounter attacks in the state. However, when the hero gets power himself, when he gets a chance to change things, he does pretty much the same things that an encounter specialist would have done. In fact, the major disappointment with the film is we don't see enough of what happens when our hero comes into his own. What we get instead are heavy dialogues but no concrete action by the district collector. The film's secondary characters are also disappointing. They are the kind of characters we have seen a number of times on our screen. The kind who deliver a moving dialogue and you know within minutes that they are going to die.
బాబు గారు మా దోమలగూడలో దోమలు ఎక్కువ అవుతున్నాయి. జనాలకు చికెన్ గునియా బదులు మటన్ గునియా వస్తుంది.
మా ఊళ్ళో నాగార్జున సాగర్ ఉంది కానీ చిరంజీవి సాగర్ లేదు.
Ramya Krishnan stands out in this cast. Aishwarya Rajesh doesn't get to be a lot more than the mandatory love interest. Sai Dharam Tej, in spite of his earnestness, the director isn't able to extract a moving performance. We also get our weekly fix of Jagpati Bob, who again features as the graying father. It's like 50 Shades of Jagpati Bob. But in this film, both his role and performance do leave an impact. Republic does pick up in the second half and culminates with an ending that is both unexpected and realistic. While it is exemplary that Sai Dharam Tej accepted a role like this without any of the usual frills, the film squanders away an opportunity to be truly hard-hitting. At the end of the day, the film Republic is like a coalition government in power at the center. Some of the parties are troublesome and some have good intentions. While the film has a few bold moves and an interesting script choice at some levels, it doesn't leave you with a fully satisfied feeling. In fact, on most days, you get more entertained by the other Republic, the one run by Arnab Goswami. Thank you so much for watching our review of the film Republic. Please remember to press the bell icon and subscribe to our channel. If you don't subscribe, Navjot Singh Sidhu will join Janasena.